Okay, so what if I told you that the most common piece of advice for growing your business, just get more leads, is actually what's holding you back? Today, we are going to dive into something I call the system clarity problem. And we're going to see why fixing your process, not just jamming more leads into your pipeline, is the real key to growth.
Right. Let's start with this, because this idea, it kind of turns the whole traditional sales mindset on its head. Most of us, we're out there chasing more leads, right? But like it says here, that is rarely the actual problem. So let's dig into why. And that brings us to a pain point that, let's be honest, almost every business owner or coach has felt. It's the leaky funnel. You know that sinking feeling when you're putting all this effort, all this money into the top of your funnel, and then people just seem to vanish before they ever become a customer? It's so frustrating.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you? A really promising lead shows up, they seem interested, you get that little spark of excitement, and then nothing. Radio silence. It's like they've just disappeared into some kind of black box. But what's really going on in there? So what's the typical knee-jerk reaction when this happens? We throw technology at it. We think, oh, let's get a CRM. Let's build out some fancy automation sequence. But here's the thing. Without a clear process already in place, you're just making a classic mistake. You're just automating the confusion you already have. I bet this looks pretty familiar. So where do those leads actually go? Well, they're getting buried in someone's inbox, or they get a reply, but it's days later. Maybe they're followed up with one time and then completely forgotten. And the worst one, there's no clear owner, so everybody thinks somebody else is handling it. And that's the real danger here. When you take a powerful tool and apply it to a process that's already broken, you don't actually fix the problem. You just fail faster. You're literally just automating the confusion, building a more efficient way to lose customers. So if just automating the chaos isn't the answer, then what is? Well, it's time we shift our focus away from this symptom, which is the lost leads, and look at the real culprit behind all this. And this right here, this is the huge mental shift we all need to make. We think the problem is we don't have enough leads, but the real problem is that we don't have system clarity. See the difference? It's not about quantity. It's about visibility. So what in the world is system clarity? It's actually really simple. It's just the ability to see and to understand every single step a lead takes with your business, all the way from that very first contact to the final outcome, whatever that is. It's the simple, elegant solution to all that chaos we were just talking about. And this brings us to what I think is the most foundational principle for building any kind of scalable, successful system. You absolutely must seek clarity before you even think about automation. Seriously, before you even think about buying software, you have to do this first. You've got to map out your entire process. I don't care if it's on a whiteboard or the back of a napkin. What happens to a lead, step by step by step? Understanding that flow manually is the non-negotiable first step to building a system that actually works. Okay, so how do you get that clarity? How do you find it? I'm going to give you a super simple diagnostic that you can use to find the gaps in your own system, like right now. We'll call this the 4-question clarity audit. It's simple, but trust me, it's powerful. Just ask yourself. 1, how specifically do we currently get leads? 2, what happens immediately after that very first contact or response? 3, do we actually have a structured, intentional follow-up process, or is it just random? And 4, can we actually pinpoint the exact spot where our leads are dropping off? And look, you have to be really honest with your answers here. Because when you are, I promise the gaps in your own system are going to become painfully obvious. All of a sudden, those leaks in your funnel, they're going to have a name. If you only remember one thing from all this, please let it be this mantra. Clarity first, automation second. Get the process right, get it clear, then you can add the tools to make it better. That is the real key to solving this whole problem. At the end of the day, it's not about finding the fanciest tool or the coolest software. It's about building a system that is so clear it just makes sense. Because really, only systems that make sense are the ones that can actually scale. So my question for you is, where's the first place you're going to go look for clarity in your business?